Sasi Puki Jushing Metok Chang Rila Bing Shing Inde Gembali Sangye Shing Du Mikte Uargi Jokun Namda Shing La Chupar Sho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kanya Tayami Sangye Chedang Soki Chok Nam La Jamchu Bardu Dagni Kyapsu Chi Dagi Chenyen Gipe Sunam Gi Dola Penshir Sangye Jubar Sho Sangye Chedang Soki Chok Nam La Jamchu Bardu Dagni Kyapsu Chi Dagi Chenyen Gipe Sunam Gi Dola Penshir Sangye Jubar Sho Sangye Chedang Soki Chok Nam La Jamchu Bardu Dagni Gyapsu Chi Dagi Chenyen Gipe Sunam Gi Dola Penshir Sangye Jubar Sho Shogunish Mugri. Go. Okay, scriptorial monitor.
Oh, you need to wake up the apple again.
Yeah.
I think it has got Selamat pagi.
That doesn't.
I usually
Grabbing the reins should do it. 4.
Okay, let's start. Lanyon. Lanyon, what is that?
I'm a
karma and the cliches.
Yes, karma and klesha.
Negative emotions.
Yes. Alright.
Trying to get
Yeah.
not saying the
actions
word.
and negativity.
Pongyu.
Klesha sounds worse.
Stuff
That
you
should be the word.
gotta give up.
Say again?
No, wait, that's probably wrong.
No, isn't it hum?
Stuff you give up.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Something you need to give up, right?
Give it up. Give it up.
Give up taking birth, taking rebirth.
Are you sure it's not missing a word to throw in taking rebirth?
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. Because I was looking at it now.
Let me
Calculating.
This just means have to give up.
Have to give
have to
up.
give up. Okay.
Yeah, must give up.
So we were right from the get-go.
Got to give up.
Got to get up.
Okay.
Got to get up.
You and dread you.
At
Time
the
of the pause, time of the result.
Okay, yes. At the first spin at the time of course, and then the second spin at the
Go for
time
a spin.
of result. Second spin. Okay.
Like a game show reveal there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How are you doing that?
The answer is?
Yeah, what is that feature? What are you using? We should all be doing that.
Oh
That's so
no,
cool.
I just changed the color to white and then now change to black.
This guy over here.
It's easy rather than scrolling up and down. Okay. Let's see.
That's why you're here.
Okay.
Good.
Dirty good karma will bring us to the rebirth as a pleasure being. Should we stop doing them and why?
Don't stop.
No, we need very good karma to get us on to see enlightened.
Sometimes we think roots are ropes.
You know,
That's going to become a famous thing, I think.
Roots, yeah.
We should probably make a life tool out of it.
Probably, yeah.
Willow roots.
Willow roots.
You know the story. Explain the story.
Oh, there's a big argument about whether it's good to talk about things even if they're not 100% true. And then Gyaltsab Je, well, quoting somebody else who made a point that sometimes,
I think it was Baba Viveka.
yeah, it was Baba Viveka. You're right. And then, so there's a story that somebody is walking and then they look down and they think they see something that's a snake, and then they feel scared. And somebody who's walking with them looks at it and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, it's just a rope." And it's not even really. So then their fear goes away. They're not scared anymore. like thinking in Tibetan, their fear goes away. And then it was never even a rope. It was really just a willow root. It was a root of a tree. But a lie or something that was incorrect dispelled their fear. Make sense? So even though it wasn't 100% true, it still helped them. So doing
Yeah.
good karma could help us, even though it's not the best,
It's not
highest
the
thing
best,
we can
yeah.
do.
Okay, the next one.
Thanks.
Let's take a non-returner. He's doing alternating deep meditation, creating a course that is definitely going to create a rebirth in the pure levels. He has also earlier in life already collected karma to be born in the great result. Where's his rebirth and why?
It's in the great result. And it's okay that it's in great result.
The result?
No.
Oh, sorry.
He goes to the
Pure
pure
realm.
realms.
I don't know
Because-
which is which.
Because his non-shifting karma shifted.
Yeah.
And that's
But it didn't
okay.
really,
It's
because it's
okay
still the
because it's
fourth
part
level.
of the same level.
Yeah, pure levels because
Right.
both are still part of the same level. Both are different rooms in the same house. Yeah. The karma, which is supposed to project a body and mind into the 3 lower realms, but it's definitely going to be purified by the 4 powers. Which one will win?
4 powers.
Powers.
Or we're all sunk.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was efficient.
Yes.
I noticed, by the way, in our homework templates, we've all, I just only fixed it, we've all been leaving the header in, which refers to some other thing as for Starbucks steps.
This one?
Oh, really?
Yeah, scroll down
On
a
the
little
second
bit.
page, yeah.
On the second page.
Stop, yep,
Ah,
DCI level
I
one, yeah,
see,
give that
I
a
see.
double click and get rid of that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, we should just take away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Yes.
Take it away, Sue.
I
Yeah.
have the same problem.
The plane is yours.
Okay. Padum, padum.
Say again? Thank you.
Right? Okay. Relax into the ball. First, I wanted to show you guys this. The idea of your books, publishing, is that Sugeng and Xintian will publish an Asian edition, which we should probably publish outside of China if we have Chinese in it. So my dream is that they do a Chinese edition and an English edition, because like Singapore is English speaking also. So there's a big English speaking population. So, you know, and the idea, if I say it correctly, there's a student version, which is maybe paperback, which is cheap for students. There's a normal version, which is hardcover. And then there's a VIP version, which has gold on the cover and maybe a raw diamond put in the gold. And then those people, our dream is to ask them for a $10,000 a year donation. So, and they'll get 3 or 4 books a year when it's going cranking. And then it will help support you. Right now, all your eggs are in one basket. And I think you gotta think of ways to fund yourselves. If Mr. Wu, you know, many things can happen to an impermanent human being, and you know, so I would really try to get going on that. You have your first book ready. You know, it's available. The Chinese team is translating it into modern Chinese. I think they finished the title. Just kidding.
They have not yet.
And then Diamond Cutter Press, which was in New Jersey, is now being turned over to Jigme and Katie and myself, and it will be here in Sedona. The lawyers are working on the paperwork. The founder of it has very kindly offered to give it to us for free, and he's getting older, and you know, I think it'd be nice to have a younger team on it, so they can start publishing it. normally when you publish English, you publish America, Britain, and Australia. So I'm thinking that team, and Canada, so that team could cover those territories, and then that team could cover the rest of the world. The Europeans can take either one. And then when we start publishing foreign languages, like we have Blumenau in Germany is our publisher, and then Asati in Moscow, and in Spain it's Isidro Gordi. And so we have, is it here? No. That's Argentina. But anyway, we have different publishers, so, you know. And then just to remind you, the deal between us is if you want to publish your book separately, you're welcome to. You have the copyright. You can publish your book on your own somewhere. If you change a single word, you have to put a prominent notice in the introduction. It's not the one that I worked on. Okay? So anyway, Sugeng and Shintian worked on some possible cover choices. This is, I think you're going to have an Asian look and a Western look. Like in Singapore, when they published The Karma of Love, they put an ocean in the background and they just put two people's hands. And I didn't like it. And they didn't ask me. And it sold like crazy. So I think every country has its own cover thing, and we can't, an American doesn't know what's going to sell in Singapore. So I think you have to, the Chinese speakers have to help decide whether you want this look or what look you want. But please decide quickly, and you're going to be stuck with it for the rest of your life. Okay? No, really. Okay? So be wise. And think about it carefully. Here's another option.
So would the cover then, if that's the Asian one, would be in Asian characters?
Both. There'll be an English Asian edition and there'll be a Chinese Asian edition.
It'd be good to show the two different fonts.
Well, I suggest you guys meet and decide. You know, this is something I don't have to do. I'm not going to be stuck with it for 30 years. You are. So, you know, well, okay. But I'm just saying, think carefully what you want and make it timeless. You know, make it something that's not going to get old. When I think of this series, it's because my mom bought the Great Book series in English, which was very famous when Phil and I were kids, which is a long time ago. And this is what it looked like.
Whoa.
And this is in my head as a serious series, you know, because I grew up with this. It's still in my mom's house. It's still in Edie's house. And I still treat it with reverence, you know. When I see it, I'm like, here's all the wisdom of the West. They chose the greatest books from the Greeks, the French, the Germans, even some Americans. Yeah.
Do you want to have one cover, like when you started out with the first two books you did, you had a unified kind of a
Exactly.
cover.
I think it has to be unified. I think it has to look like a set, because we also, I'll tell you something about the Kongyur and the Tengyur. There's no books left from those days which were not included in the Kongyur and Tengyur. There's no other books that survived. By putting them in a set and saying you have to reproduce the set, they all survived. 4,600 books survived because they were printed together and because they were considered a set. So I strongly encourage you to choose a cover and stick to it for the next 30 years. Okay, and this, let me finish, okay? This is what I grew up with. So this is the author's name: Adam Smith, Newton, Pascal, Darwin, Marx, Tolstoy, Dostoevsky, Freud, you know. Then it's got a number, you know, of the series. So the people know if they're missing one, they know they should go buy it. And then here is the series name, The Great Books, you know. And that's an option. Here's another, here's the same series reprinted nowadays. And they just changed a little. By the way, notice here, this thing here is a coat of arms.
Right.
And it gives, every university in the West has a coat of arms. So it gives you a feeling of this is scholarly, this is serious, you see. So I don't know if you want to make, maybe there's going to be a diamond on it or something, I don't know. But maybe it should suggest scholarly. This, to an American or a British person, this sends a message of scholarly. They don't put this on best-selling books. They put this on books that are meant to stay on the shelf and never be opened. Which is what, I don't think my mom has opened those books in 50 years. But it sends you a message. I like that they changed the colors. It's a little more interesting than if they had made them all the same color. But I'm just saying, this is what I had in mind.
Color by
This is the Dunchi I had in mind when I said a series of great books.
Yeah,
You know, you could call it the Great Books of Asia. I don't know, but and then here they replaced the coat of arms with some little special thing, but it looks scholarly. Okay, so those are the elements to me that you could have on it. You know, you have the title. They did it by author, and like they put a lot of Shakespeare in the Shakespeare volume. They put several books by Shakespeare. And they made the print very tiny. So I don't think I would do that. I think I would publish the books separately. Because you can't put all of Tsongkhapa in one volume. And it's weird to say Tsongkhapa Volume 1, Tsongkhapa Volume 2. So I wouldn't do it by author.
Color by author.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it by author. I would do it by work. Okay? But, and we defined 108 works that you can put in there. And
We'll probably have some.
we'll probably have more because we'll keep thinking of another book we'd like to do.
Sure.
Now, please.
I
Yeah.
didn't catch that. So you were saying you don't want to have. It looks like they have one color for each author.
They seem to have, yeah.
And that would, I think that would help to sort it out in your mind.
I'm totally open to that, but what I want you guys to do is do it on your own time.
Yeah.
Meet together, Skype together, whatever, and get the books out. Because really, you're stuck with it. I don't care. Right now, they're just all messed up. And there's a few contracts we have to negotiate. I'd like to put some of my better books in it, like Diamond Cutter and things like that. So, or some of the coursework. But that's going to take a lot of cleaning up and work. So, anyway, and these are a nice set, you know.
But nobody ever reads it.
Right. Well, no, you know, the thing is, there's a lot of Chinese people I know who have this set, and they keep it in their house, and I've never seen anyone read it. But people like to have it in their house. If you can have the Kangyur in your house, the Kangyur existed in New Jersey, right? The only set in the Western Hemisphere was at the temple in New Jersey. No one ever opened it. But it's like a blessing to have the whole thing. And then maybe somebody, if it's there, maybe their child will open it the way I did my mom's son. So anyway, those are ideas. I'd rather you guys work on it and decide. Because you're the ones who are going to be stuck with it. If it were me, I would put a diamond here in a gold setting, you know, attached to the book, because then it can still slide into it's on the spine. Yeah. And it's strongly held in. There's a tradition of tearing jewels off of statues and stuff, and then by explorers, and then the guy goes to hell for 1,000 years. And jewel hell. Okay, cool.
You know, probably also in this day and age, right, we should give very serious consideration to the digital editions.
Oh, I'm very much up for a digital edition, and you know, we're older generation. To us, a set of books is normal, but I think your generation or younger, a set of books is going to be passé. So I strongly agree with, and with nice tools. What they do nowadays with ebooks is very poor. This is a science fiction book that I was listening to. Okay, but these they're not done well. They look ugly. The Kindle books look ugly. They often have misspellings in them. There's somehow the standard dropped drastically when they went electronic. They don't have nice layout. The tools are primitive, and everybody owns one. Especially people like my mom. They can't read a paper book. Their eyes are not good enough to read a paper book, no matter how many glasses they put on. So backlit, font changeable.
Right, exactly.
It's gonna be
Critical.
almost
Yeah.
It's like, why did they make the Kangir so big?
So the old geshes could read it.
They didn't have glasses. They didn't have glasses. The letters are this big, you know, so anyone could read it. So, in a way, the electronic edition is like the big Kangir. Is it cold? Are you guys okay? Andrew, you're not cold?
Oh no, I'm not cold.
If you feel cold, let me know. Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So I strongly suggest that when you have meetings about this, that you include me and Katie, because otherwise you'll have input on the Asian edition, but not the American edition.
Okay. I'll,
By the way, I wouldn't call it American edition. I would call it Western edition.
Yeah.
English language edition.
Western English edition.
Western English edition.
Right.
Okay.
I'll
So,
arrange something.
and then
Get a CC on that.
and then you're going to have to decide who handles the other languages, and that you want it to be consistent.
Well, do you want Katie to handle the translations as she does
Yeah.
all the other books?
Yeah. That's fine. Okay. I think we should have a board, you know, who, you know, maybe you guys can editorial board or something, who watches the thing, who watches it.
For consistency.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's get to the actual books. I'd rather you guys handle all that because I also want you to be happy with it because you have to live with it. And it's your baby, it's your life's work. I have other stuff I'm doing. But, you know, it's your thing, so it should be something you're proud of. It should be something that you have consensus on. You know, okay. All right, Mr. Sugeng. Oh, wait, this is Mr. Nick. That stupid guy. Yeah, he takes up all my car time.
It's not me, it's Gyaltsab J.
Here, right? We had that one. Here, right?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Sugeng has reached the third
Third link.
link. Yay.
Yay. Kachik nare
Nick.
namshi kitandrel inna yanlak chumi kinang san chan du gyurpe du tu gyurpe namshi kitandrel inna
Yinpei.
ayinpe kapsena.
Good. Okay, I'll just tell you the punchline to this one. Tendel, pratitya samutpada, it means the dependent origination, or we're trying to call it dependence nowadays. The whole 12 links, it means that. But if you think about it, this is a tendel. You see, it's an example of something which comes about through dependence on its causes, which is the rough meaning of tendel, okay? So you can call this a tendel. It's not a tendel ki yenlak. It's not one of the 12 links, but it is a tendel. Even space, according to the...
Lower middle way and
You can say lower middle way, is a tendel, because it depends on its parts. It's something which came about through dependence. So you can say it's a tendel. It's a tendel. Okay, so that's the punchline to this one. Because what this says is, if it's the tendel of awareness, then it must be the link of the tendel of awareness.
right. And so now
That's
we're
the
gonna
other
prove
guy.
that it's-
Got it?
Yeah.
If it's the if it's awareness arising in dependence, okay, then it must be the link of awareness arising in dependence. Got it? Kyaba or not?
It's not a kyab.
Not a kyaba, okay? He says kyab, serna, if you say that, okay? So he just added the word link to the second part. If it's a, yeah, okay, I'm not going to say it again because it's too hard to think. Now here comes our counterexample, and that means that the towel is going up or down? Down. He's our towel expert. Okay. Okay, go.
Sangye pak pe.
Park. This is, now this one is an English P. Okay, park.
Sangye pak pe mik ki nam pa she pa che chen. That's how.
Wait. You're going up or down?
That's how.
That's how.
That's how they che te. Nam she ki tok ki tu drup tu drup tu krup.
Troop. Not an English D. Not an English D. Troop.
Tu drup
Tu drup.
in pe che.
You betcha. Sangi Pak Pen Wiki Number Ship Chuchen.
Aryas who are Buddhas.
Good.
Their eye
Take the
awareness.
eye.
Eye consciousness.
Yeah, their awareness of what they see might be a nice way to translate it. It's not really that they're aware of their eye. You see what I mean?
Yes.
It's that they're aware of what they see. Okay? Making number shape of church. That's how. Are you telling me it's...
It's a link.
Yeah, good. It's the link of awareness? Or why?
That's what you said.
Because it's a tudrup of awareness. And
Example?
tudrup is the
Established
short...
independence.
Tudrup is the short definition of tendo.
Yeah, link, yeah.
Tunedrupa. What's it mean?
That which exists through dependence.
Yeah, it comes about through reliance rather than dependence. Just use a slightly more scholarly word for dependence and you covered it. That which comes about through reliance. It's related to the word look to,
Top.
meaning I rely on my mom. You see, I look to my mom. You see what I mean?
Yep.
Look to in the sense of rely. Okay. So that's pretty much the definition of tendo, is tunedrupa. That which exists through reliance, yeah, on another thing. Okay, got it? So it is a tendo. So are you saying it's the link of tendo? Okay, it is a dependence. Is it the link of dependence? Because you said all dependences had to be the link of dependence. Okay? And then the counterexample is Sangye Pakpin, visual awareness.
Visual awareness of an Arya.
Why is that a good counterexample?
Because he doesn't have links.
It can't be a link. Yeah, everything in the link is samsara. Every link is samsara.
That's number Shiva.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Depends on number.
So the other guy said,
Is a number Shiva.
"Duh," to the towel. What's it mean? He said, "Duh."
Yep, it's a link.
Yeah, it's a link. The awareness of colors and shapes of a Buddha is a link of consciousness. Is a link of awareness. Duna.
Can't say D, man. Can't
Then
say D, yeah.
please go ahead.
Dana, duk dan yếm bọt thảo.
Wait, are you going up or down?
No, down.
No,
Down.
sarcastic.
Calling the Buddha.
Duk den yimba ta.
So the Buddha's
Du pe chien.
Okay.
Du pe chien.
So if you agree that it's a link, then it's
The truth of suffering.
yeah, good.
yeah.
It's
Which never forget
it's not
means
really truth. It means it's suffering.
good.
Reality.
Truth of suffering is not a statement. Truth of suffering is not all things are suffering. That's not the truth of suffering. This is the truth of suffering
Yeah.
because it's going to run out. Okay.
Because that's what you believe?
Because you agreed
Yeah.
that the visual awareness of an Arya who was a Buddha is a link. You agreed. You said it's a link. Well, then it must be the truth of suffering. What's the kyaba that you can derive from these two exchanges?
If something is
Yeah.
a link, and in particular the 12th link, then it must be the truth of suffering.
Yeah.
Okay? If something is any of the links, It's the truth of suffering. Okay, got it?
Yep.
Okay. So then he wrongly where? Where? What did he say to?
To the fact that
It's suffering.
Arya Buddha, because it's the consciousness in Arya Buddha, then it's
Normally go to the last tell.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now he's saying, yeah, it's the truth of suffering.
Good. Yeah, I agree. It's the truth of suffering. What?
I sense.
The visual awareness of a Buddha.
Awareness of what it's.
Yeah, it's the truth of suffering. Dear Minute, come on, you can't agree to that. Because the example's what I said it was. Meaning of Buddha. So that's kind of a weak argument, but it's legal. It's legal. It's a Buddha. I mean, if you change the intonation, it's a legal reason. If you don't change the intonation, it's not a legal reason. Okay, okay. Then you can see him like walking away like a gun
Slinger,
and he's like, I don't need to mess with you. Bring me another guy. Bring me another one. Bring me another one. When you see kachik, it means kind of a disgusted, like, you go away. Bring me a real man. Okay. Go. You got the plane.
Dredu kinamshi kitan rao inna lumatan yin pe kapsena.
Sit up straighter. That's good. I got nothing else.
If you can't criticize his pronunciation, criticize something else. Okay. You can translate that. If something is dedu,
The third link.
debu do. As opposed to gyudu. Opposite of gyudu. Your vocabulary word.
The result.
Yeah, of the result. So cycle, right? Second cycle, third cycle. Okay.
The second speed.
Let's consider
the lumatan, the neutral.
Yeah, it must be neutral, karmically neutral. It cannot be a good deed, good karma. It cannot be a bad karma. As a result, looked at as a result. In general, could you say that if an awareness is a result, it has to be neutral. You see, it's coming out of a karma. It's a result of a karma. Generally, our results of karma, good karma and bad karma.
More neutral. I mean, generally it could be any of the
You're
three.
trying to say no, but it's a huge problem.
What's that?
It is a huge problem.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Abhidharma system, I think they would say they're lumbat then. Then they can become virtuous or non-virtuous by association.
We are not in the other.
But in and of themselves, they are neutral. Well, it's kind of mind only, right? Didn't we say bhakchaks are neutral, and then then you put sandalwood or garlic on them?
Never said the bhakchaks themselves are neutral.
Anyway, we're looking for our counterexample, which is
A result, but not neutral.
Yeah, it is awareness, which is of a result, period, but it's not neutral. We're looking for one which is karmically active or karmically charged, meaning good karma or bad karma.
Okay.
So what's our here's our counterexample.
Temi tat pat te pat.
It is an English tea.
This is an English tea. Yeah. Yeah. Second columns with the H's are all English teas. 10.
Te tang.
Wait, did you go down or up? I couldn't tell.
I don't know what tea is. Oh, me tell.
It's going up, actually. It's us. It's us talking. Okay.
Temi tat pat how.
Yeah, you can't say that all resulting awarenesses are karmically neutral. That must be wrong. That must be wrong. Okay. Why?
Te tang ge senki situn yut pe situn yut pe chia te.
What's that say?
That and the
What does shitun mean?
In accord with or
Come on. Ow.
agree.
Ow.
one and the same,
Oh.
same book.
Ow.
That's not cheap.
One thing which is both.
One thing which is both.
Just, yeah. Or you can say common locus if you want to translate like some other people. We're trying to make something people can read. Actually, we don't care if they read it, but they have to buy it. Okay. Shiten. Okay, one thing which is both. What two things? What two things is it?
That and virtue.
What's that?
The Drebu. The Drebu.
Te Duki Namshe.
Edukinam.
Te Duki
The result
Namshe.
of consciousness.
Yeah, awareness.
Consciousness.
Awareness of the period of the result, technically. Okay.
And
There does exist a virtuous state of mind,
Yeah.
which is also a resulting consciousness. Okay, got it?
Yeah, right. Good. Well, great.
Now we want to kind of know what that is.
Good damn answer.
And in answering here, Kedup Demba Darye gives us one of the most important verses in all of Buddhism. Okay, so you are honored to have it in your text. Okay, here we go.
Gesam thang che sin thu yang sit du ke wa yut pe chiet te.
Yeah, anybody want to take a shot? I'll give you a clue. The shindu is an idiom meaning in the act of, present participle. While drinking the orange juice, I was teaching the class.
In the act of having a virtuous state of mind.
Orange juice drinking shindu, I taught the class. Okay, this shindu doesn't mean similar to. It means while I was in the act of.
So the being which arises.
Yeah, into life. There is something that there is.
What's Yangtze?
Oh yeah.
The next life.
Next.
Yeah, rebirth. Rebirth. Re, yang, si, birth. Okay, rebirth. Yangtze do. Okay,
At birth.
to be born into a future life.
Future life.
Okay, yeah.
There is.
There is.
There is.
So what's it say?
You can be born into
There
a
is a-
future life with a virtuous
Virtuous
mind.
state.
Wow.
Yeah, with a, while in a virtuous state of mind, you can go through Bardo, you can be reborn. Okay? While in a virtuous state of mind. Why is that relevant to the third link?
Because that's quite a result.
Because that's when you're being born.
Nice,
That's-
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, got it? Nice answer.
No.
It's
no.
relevant to the third link because that's the monkey entering the mom's womb
Oh, okay.
or the mother's egg or whatever. Okay?
Wherever
Or into
monkeys come
warmth and
from.
moisture.
Yeah, or the miracle lotus. Okay, the four choices, right? From the diamond cutter.
Yeah.
All right, so it's possible to be born. So that must be the third link, right? And you're in a good mood. You just had a coffee just before you died. Ben Kramer made it. He let you put milk in it.
Right.
I know.
Now we're gonna prove that you can go into a rebirth in a virtuous state of mind. What's our proof? Here's another sentence.
Gesam thang che sin thu chi po wa yut pe chiet te.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Dole. Say chipo.
Chipo.
They normally come together. Chipo. I mean, they can come together.
Death and
Then move
transition.
on.
Yeah, death and moving.
Yeah.
Death and transitioning.
So you
Close.
that's what you already said.
So really, there's three steps here.
Right.
Chi, po,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Death.
Yangtze.
Yangtze.
Chi, po, Yangtze. Okay.
Yeah.
Chi,
Death.
die in your last life. Po,
Transfer.
start moving.
Bardo.
Start transpoa, and then Yangtze, rebirth. Okay, got it? And that he used to prove the last one. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You can enter your mom's womb in a good state of mind
Right, 'cause you can-
because you can die and move on in a good state of mind. So he's assuming, I guess, that you maintain the good state of mind. Probably the Bardo, he puts out an offering for the Bardo, which is a coffee, and he retains the virtuous state of mind. Got it? Now comes this incredibly important verse, okay? And you're lucky to get it. You must be a nice person.
Thank you.
On Buddha's birthday.
Yeah, it's the Buddha's birthday.
Oh yes.
Today's the Buddha's birthday.
He's
This is Christmas, Buddhist Christmas.
My present.
We should have cookies. We should be able to eat anything we want today.
Now we're talking.
You guys convince Veronica. Veronica's coming later. Please try to be intelligent. Okay.
Lakey Corward G Kang Tang G Kang Tang
Kong.
Kang
Kong.
Tang
Not a G, not a D.
Kang Tang
Deep. Not a G, not a D.
Nhie Wa Kang Tang
Nice. Kang Dang. I like your Kang Dang.
Khom Ba Kang
Good. You got it. Yeah.
Where did all those K's come
Nguyên Che Kang Yin Te Leni Nga Ma Nam Min Yu
Beautiful.
Se Shung Pei Che
Chase.
She Shung
Yeah, this is not the 4 flowers. Sorry, I made a mistake. This is the 4 priorities.
Oh, this is the
So DCI has 4. We call 4x4,
5x4.
which is 4 important sets of 4. Tell me some of them. The 4 steps to a karma path.
4 powers.
The 4 powers to clean up bad karma.
4 flowers.
The 4 flowers, which explains how karma opens.
and follow
And the 4 laws of karma. And then later, a couple years later, we added a 5th one,
for priorities.
which was a famous verse about which karma will ripen first. Okay, which karma will ripen first. And this is the verse, very, very famous, okay? And I always get confused when I teach it, so you gotta help me. I believe you have to go backwards, if I remember correctly. So let's go backwards, okay? Ngama ngama, namin means will ripen, gyur, future tense, will ripen. Ngama ngama means what?
Whatever you do first.
Whichever one you did first will ripen first. So this is a discussion of how long do I have to wait to get my money if I help someone else make money? How long do I have to wait to find my partner if I visit a lonely person? How long do I have to wait to lose weight if I help a sick person? How long do I have to wait to be happy if I help a depressed person? And how long do I have to wait for the whole world to be beautiful if I try to be a good example and change the world? If I try to do a bodhisattva attitude. Those are our Maslow priorities. And we catch people by starting with financial independence. But it's just a hook. And it works. 3,000 people come. You hold a Dharma class, you'd be lucky to get 8. So you just disguise a business seminar as a disguise a Dharma class as a business seminar. Okay. All right. Ngama ngama namingya. Okay. We don't tell the people downstairs this. Okay. Okay. So there are 4 factors in deciding which karma will ripen first. The first factor is which did you do first? First in, first out. I like to say that when I teach it in DCI because people know accounting. Some people know accounting, especially business people. I'm sorry. I cancel that. Ngama ngama means I'm going to give you some list, and each earlier one ripens first. No, it's the opposite.
No, it's first. If not for that, then this. If not for this, then that. If not for that.
All right. You want to go that way?
That's how you talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
It confuses me. Then we can go to the beginning.
We too.
Okay, sorry.
Confused.
This ngama ngama doesn't mean which one you did first. It means earlier in my list.
Early in the list.
This ngama ngama means each earlier one in the list. Okay. So let's try it that way and see if it fits. Okay. Leiki korwar, in this cycle of karma, whichever one was chi ripens first. How's that?
Closer,
Yeah, so a karma for killing is going to ripen before a karma for lying, normally. Got it? Which one is chi? Chi means heavy. Yang means light. How do you say weight?
Chiang?
Yeah, you just combine 2 words.
Yeah.
How do you say length?
He said it. Oh,
Ringtung.
Ringtung.
Ringtung. So to get, what do you call that? Measurements, you add the 2 words. Okay? So generally, whichever one is more serious will ripen first. But if they are equal, if it's two lyings that you did, okay, then nyewa, whichever one is close.
Closer to death, probably.
Yeah, and this you have to go to a commentary. The close doesn't make any sense. And it means just before major transitions in your life, certain karmas take over. And it doesn't matter what else you got in the bag. So if you're about to see emptiness directly, or you're about to die, certain karmas take over. And it doesn't matter which one was heavier. If you lie just before you die, that one will ripen first. Even though it's not as serious as a killing you did when you were 25.
Like the guy who saw an elephant right before he died.
Yeah, and he said that was so cute, and then he became an elephant. Okay, so that's a justification for being careful when a person's dying, and not getting them excited and not crying loudly and stuff like that. Like trying to get them to think of virtuous things. Okay. All right. So that nyewa, you need a commentary. Okay. Komba.
Habituated to
Nice. It's not.
Meditation.
Yeah, there's a kom which means to step on.
Oh, right.
We had it.
In Seiji's text,
No.
mother was about to step
We
on
had
the
it in Dr. Wu's text.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, he komba on his mom's head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kom. I'd like to say close. Okay. So, meaning if you do it habitually, over and over, if you lie over and over, and you kill somebody once, the lying karma will ripen first. Okay, so that's a. By the way, all things equal, right? So when you teach this, you have to say, if two karmas were equally serious, okay, then the one which is closer to your death will ripen first.
Right.
And if they're both close to your death, then the one you did throughout your life will ripen first, which is a justification for being a nice person through your whole life. Okay. And if all three are equal severity of the karma, both done at the same time relative to your death, both done habitually over the length of your life, then we go to which one was done first. Ngunche, okay, which one was committed earlier. Okay, Ngunche kanye dele ni ngama ngama namingyo, each one will ripen earlier. Okay, each one will ripen before. Now, amazing that he got it into his text. What did he use it as a reason for? It's a lungi dupche. It's a scriptural proof.
Right.
What was he trying to prove?
But your virtuous state of mind.
Can go through death.
Yeah, that you can enter the womb in a good state of, in a virtuous state of mind, because you can die in a virtuous state of mind. Okay, and then he said, so what we learn from him is that in the monastic tradition, especially of Saramay, this must have been considered a verse which especially related to how you're going to reborn. You see, how the throwing karma as opposed to the finishing karma. So for him, this verse is what came into his mind when he was trying to talk about going into your mom's womb. Okay,
The connection is
which makes sense, especially given the second one, whichever's close. Got it? Okay. Then I've made it sort of a what do you call it? Hobby to try to find this verse, okay, in the scriptures. And I've got two leads so far. Okay. A lot of lamas, and I believe that in the Tengyur, they attributed to Zudrel Du Do Trangba. So I went and got you some footnote material. Free footnote. Okay, you can pay me later. It cost you a coffee. He gave me some nice, what's it, Maharaja coffee? I'll get it in Bali. What's that mean? Zudrel Du Do Trangba.
The commentary on the Abhidhamma Kosha.
Yeah. In the commentary, the Abhidhamma Kosha, somebody tranged a do.
Somebody interpreted as sutra?
Oh yeah, you would think that. This means to quote. To cite. It means to cite. To quote a source. Okay. So unfortunately, in all the Tengyur, they just say from a certain sutra. And they don't give the sutra. And it's not in the Kangyur. That I can find. I mean, you might try some weird proximity searches. Now you've got, as of yesterday,
But not.
proximity but not. Thank you, Ted.
So much time.
No, it's going to save you so much time on this kind of search to find an obscure but extremely important quotation. I would say one of the 5 most important quotations. So, we haven't nailed it down yet, but the but not's going to help us. Don't say but not to a waiter. Okay, he won't know what you're talking about.
But not.
No, he's got a new search program. It's this but not that.
You have to go through the
Coffee, but
This near that, but not that. By the way, we are honored today to have someone who's worked very hard for ACIP in our database, helping Phil with a huge database. That will be a different search program, which you can specify. Give me the way Tsongkhapa used this word before he was 30 years old. When he was in East Tibet. You see, and while his mom was still alive. So, you can, no, seriously, you'll be able to make a search like that because of Joel Crawford. So I like that. And then Ted's going to link that into his program. Okay.
2 minutes.
I don't know programming, but I know how to give people a headache. Okay. Okay, so that's one option. He says, by the way, this is a great scholar just after Tsongkhapa, okay, a very devoted to Tsongkhapa's memory, but also appears, in the Tengyur, in the Gyut.
the Tantra section.
Yeah, in the Tantra section. Okay. And the book is by Atisha. And it's called Korwa Le Yi Ngepa Junwa Chepa Shijawe Lu. Here's the Lu that they made the mistake in Allison's text. It was supposed to be La, and they said Lu.
It means song, right?
It means song. A song of how to get sad about samsara. Okay. Yi Ngepa Junwa means to get sad. Okay. Please don't say mental renunciation or something. Okay. It means, and it's not disgust. It's not that it's distasteful. It's that it makes you sad. Okay. So you can say a song of the sadness of the world. You found another one? Oh, it's in the Abhidhamma Kosha, but in there it says Jikedu. It says.
So he's quoting.
He's quoting it, yeah.
That's cool.
He's quoting it, but he doesn't.
Say where it's coming
Yeah, he says, as they say.
Right, but we know it goes.
Wait, are you sure that's the Abhidhamma Kosha? Go to the top.
By the way,
Sometimes they mess
What's the
up.
shortcut to the top?
yeah.
Function left.
Oh, okay.
Time's up.
That's not the Abhidhamma Kosha. This is a mistake, and it's a bitch. Excuse me.
That sucks.
No, somebody put the wrong title on the text.
Oh.
Time's up, Ken.
And you think I found it in the Abhidhamma Kosha, but you didn't. You found it in the commentary of the Abhidhamma Kosha. So you have an old database. We fixed it.
Okay.
And somebody put all the wrong titles on the books, which is a little inconvenient.
How about Karma Vibhanga?
Really?
Well, that's exciting.
Well, that
kinda
would make
exciting.
sense now, wouldn't it?
That
That
should.
totally would make sense.
That's not our Karma Vibhanga.
Oh.
That's in the Tengyur, in the middle way school. So be careful. Go to the top.
It's a book called Karma Vibhanga in the Tengyur.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another Karma Vibhanga in the Tengyur,
Cool.
but it's in there. Maybe we can quote that. Maybe we can say that.
Okay, but
You guys dig around.
Okay.
Find the best one you
It's
can.
already doing it.
Okay. Find a cool one. The traditional one is the one quoted in the commentary on the Abhidhamma. But, and there's several Tibetan authors who say, I couldn't find a better source than
This, Abhidhamma
the
content.
Abhidhamma Kosha commentary saying from a sutra,
Uh-huh.
from a sutra. Okay. But it's possible when you have a quotation like this that he's paraphrasing the Buddha,
Right.
and that it's not a poem. So oftentimes, not often, but do exist cases where people make a verse out of prose from a sutra so that the students can remember it easier.
Right.
So then you need proximity searches and but not searches, and you have to spend some time.
Because it's buried.
Yeah, you have to look. What's the two rarest words you would use?
Probably cheat.
Good, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, heavy and give me another one.
Maybe calm.
I thought.
Yeah, calm spelled this way.
Okay.
They're
Yeah,
all common words.
because everything else is a common word.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then go through the Kangyur, and there's a decent chance it was a talk the Buddha gave, and he talked about how these. And then if you don't find it, searching 3 lines apart, go to 5, then go to 10. Each time you increase the number, it takes much longer.
Yeah.
The search time takes much longer. Okay,
More hits.
so you might be able to find it.
Can I ask Ted a question while we're on this
Yeah.
topic? Have you determined what the number of lines means in your algorithm?
Oh, yeah.
I had asked you that earlier, and you said you didn't know if it was like a stanza or a paragraph marker or a line or.
Oh, so the number of lines is the number of carriage returns, or the number of new lines. So,
Yeah.
for example,
Mhm.
in that example, if you were to look for lay within 4 lines of hyur,
Yeah.
then it should find it.
So if there's no carriage returns, which is the way it appears in the ACIP database, it would be when the same line.
No, the ACIP database has carriage
No,
return.
if you go down or up.
No, it carriage returns between every carved line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are carriage returns all throughout it.
Yeah.
Like
Well, these are already. Yeah. All normal
So
ACIP.
it's
All normal ACIP data has a two carriage returns between every carved line. All the data, unless it's a book or
2 between pages and 1 for a line.
no. Every
No.
carved line has a space between it.
if you look at the results of the Gopher
Here.
search,
Here.
yeah, it looks like that.
Each one is one
Yeah.
car.
Each one of these is a carved line,
Right.
Yeah.
And so for
and we didn't put a huge.
Okay.
We didn't put a huge page without spaces on it.
Yeah.
Is
Why?
that 8 lines
Because
or
it's
32 lines?
disastrous to look
Hard to
at.
read.
So we can compare to scans.
I believe that's that. Utpala. This is one line.
Okay,
Yeah.
the way Gopher is treating that, unless it's just, I think the way Gopher is treating that is going to treat that paragraph as 4 lines.
Right.
lines.
That's what
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted
These are
to
soft
treat that as
returns.
1 line.
No,
Well, for the
I
soft returns it wouldn't, but I don't think.
they're soft returns.
If you resize.
These are soft returns.
Meaning it just happens automatically.
They're all.
Yeah, if you squeeze the box, it'll change. Yeah.
Then that's not a return.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a soft return, it doesn't.
These are all soft returns. Yeah.
So it's counting hard returns. Great, thanks.
Yeah. And by the way, just to brag about our system, which I enjoyed doing, we retained the original lines. Hello? I'm not talking during class. We retained the original lines. Why?
So we can find it on this.
Yeah, if you have a question about a spelling, you don't have to look at every syllable on a whole page. You know it's in the 3rd line. Okay, got it? It's also really hard to read a whole page without any paragraph breaks.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to read it. Okay, so those are 2 reasons.
Teacher, when you say line, is this line or this whole thing as one line?
The material between the 2 spaces
Oh, so
is a single carved line
so
in a
this
block.
whole thing is one line.
in the block. Yeah, in the block.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't show it here because it would be too long. Yeah. So these are soft returns. If you squish the box, it's going to soft return somewhere else.
Although we could show that because the new version has font control, so you can change.
Where did you find
New version of text edit?
The new version of Gopher.
I know, where did
Oh.
you find it in Gopher?
It is under.
I didn't see it.
It's under the Gopher menu.
Yeah, Gopher the main Gopher menu display font, which.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Sasi.
Pergi joshi metodam Rira Binshin Yende Gempadi Sangye Shindu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namda Shingla Chuparsho Idam Guru Radha Mandala Kamyatayami Gewadi Kewokun Sunam Yeshe Tsotsok Shing Sunam Yeshe Lejungwe Dampa Kuni Toparsho Shogish Bogi